Hey, what's up guys? TechTine here, and well, this is the 14-inch MacBook Pro. So a quick story before this machine, I was actually editing my videos on an old iPad that isn't really up to date with its processing power, and not to mention that it only had 32 gigabytes of storage. So the iPad that I was using to edit my videos had the same chipset as an iPhone 7 and a 7 Plus from 2016. Okay, so first, the design of the 14-inch MacBook Pro sends out kind of a clear message that it's really meant to be a workstation laptop and not an elegant, stylish product like we are used to from Apple, meaning that it's not really the thinnest machine or the sleekest machine. If that's important to you, then this is really something that you shouldn't even be looking at. I would highly recommend looking at the MacBook Air instead if you're interested. Okay, so as far as the port selection, here's what we have. So on one side, you do have your HDMI port, your USB-C, as well as a SD card slot. And on the other side, you do have headphone jack, two more USB-Cs, and a MagSafe connector. So this laptop is full of ports and it means business. That's really what Apple is sending out. So as for the keyboard, it's without a doubt the best keyboard that I have used on the laptop. And I've been down that road with the butterfly switches from previous MacBook Pro generations, and we know how that story went down. If you don't, then trust me, that keyboard was just not up to par. So this keyboard though has good travel, it's responsive, and the only thing that I really miss out when it comes to this layout of the keyboard is the touch bar. And yes, I am one of the few people that actually like the touch bar. Now the trackpad is also one of the best in the industry, and don't just take my word for it. Do your research, trust me, it's really good. So it's responsive, very smooth, very sleek, and it's really fast and does exactly what you want it to do when you want it to do it. So now let's talk about this display. So this is Apple's XDR display, and they took it from their XDR monitor and brought it to the laptop, and it's a really fine and really good display. And this 14-inch screen is bright, color accurate, and great really for the people who do a lot of color grading when it comes to videos or even do a lot of photo editing. Now, there is a notch, and for me personally, it didn't really obstrude the experience. It was there, I didn't notice it. I just mainly focus on the rest of the screen just because the notch doesn't really mess with what you're doing, right? And overall, when it comes to content consumption, it does also a really good job. Now, here's what I have to say though. I made up a couple of lists of what I'm going to be using this laptop for, and mainly it's going to be used for video editing, casual work, and fun time. And really, this, like I said, it's meant to be a professional machine. When it came to my experience, the video editing process and the workflow was much faster than, of course, the iPad. It blew the iPad out the water. I did have a MacBook Pro before it, but it just went out, and it's much faster than that also. And video watching and things like that was also really nice because this screen is just large enough and also quality, right? And overall, just when it comes to my work stuff and my workflow, video browsing, it just gave me a fluid and kind of a complete experience. And that's really what I've been looking for when it came to a good laptop. I did want to purchase the MacBook Air, but it just didn't have a fan, and I didn't think it was going to be powerful enough for me for the things that I want to do in the near future. The other thing is, the old MacBook Pro is just dull in design. Yeah, it did have the touch bar that I miss, but I wish they would have just refreshed it as far as design, just like they did with the MacBook Air. It just didn't make sense to me. Okay, so the battery life on here is also legitimate, right? When you use optimized apps, this battery life will last you days. Well, couple of days to be exact. It just depends on what you're really going to be using it for. And I'm gonna be also honest with you. If you do use non-optimized apps, it is gonna kill the battery life much quicker. For example, using Safari versus using Google Chrome, the Google Chrome will just destroy battery life much faster than with Safari, just because Safari is just more optimized. Same with video editing apps such as Adobe Premiere versus Final Cut Pro, right? More optimized apps means better battery life because really these apps are meant to be on this device. Okay, so the speaker here, listen to it. So this speaker is out of this world. And listen, it has crazy loud, so it's crazy loud and rich in sound. It just it blew my mind. It didn't make sense, and now I see what people mean or what the reviewers meant when they said that this MacBook Pro speaker is just so ahead of the competition. I see, right? It beats even regular speakers by a mile. So, yeah, it just blew me away. All right. So, let me break it down in a conclusion. At the end of the day, this is just a tool meant to be used mainly for professional work. If you're buying this for fun or for simple stuff, then I don't recommend it for you. Don't waste your money. If you have the money, if that's just what you want to do, go for it. But if you're just a student or someone who's going to use this mainly for casual stuff, go the route of the MacBook Air. It's going to work for you and it's going to work really good. Um, these are just my thoughts, and I just wanted to share it with you all just because this is going to be my new upgraded equipment and I want to improve my content. So, with that said, I want to make sure I catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.